Why? Because I got to see it. And if you don't see it, you can't change it.
That's right.
Even though I'll tell you that, you ain't going to take that spot away. And certain things, God will allow you to have spots so you can be humble. See, people say, well, God's coming from us for us for without a spot or a wrinkle or a stain in our life. He don't want it in our spirits. But we going to wear stains in our flesh. No matter you live this life, let me say this. You live long enough, folk going to hurt your feelings. People going to lie to you. The tough part about being a leader as a pastor, people will say, Pastor, I'm right with you, and I don't believe nobody. Why? 8 years of this, you cannot trust everybody. By 8 years of it, folks saying, Pastor, we right with you. And those who said it was, ain't. And those you didn't thought they will be, is. So you got to look at life. The people you help is the ones that won't help you back. You can meet strangers who will love you better than your own family members. And they'll tell you they right with you. Here's the difference. The spot is those who care have to care for you. There's a difference when people love you, and there's a difference when people love you and care for you. People who care for you care what's going on with you, care about how your being is, care whether you call them or not. I call you just to check up on you. I'm not calling on you to make sure you close enough so I can borrow money from you. I'm calling you how are you doing? Because when I call people, I don't care where you been. I call it like to say, hey, we grown folk. I tell people, I pray for people. I tell people, checking on people, how this person doing, how that person doing. Did you see so-and-so? But I don't call folk up and like, we're a little low on the tithing. Are you going to come back to church for the tithe? I don't call you. I call to see if your soul right.
Yes, sir.
You all right? Because some people, when I don't see folk, I worry about them because the first thing, a sign of depression or something going on, folk withdraw.
Amen. Amen.
Because people are so private, they don't want to know people, I'm going through. Let me say this for most leaders and most pastors won't act like they ain't go through nothing. I am publicly and will say, yes, publicly, I've gone through a divorce. People act like it's shameful. It is shameful, but I ain't doing nothing. But I did. Y'all know I went through it. But it's not for me to expose myself and let people know that it gives you a transparency that everybody goes through something. Amen. Even the man of God. Yeah. That's reality. Live long enough, you're going to be, here it is. I was praying for somebody, got somebody, praying for somebody again. Never thought it would happen. I come around again. But this time, I ain't worshiping it.
Ha. Glory to God.
This time, I ain't chasing half of it.
Come on.
And I tell folk right now, don't play hard to get with me because you can go. And people say, Pastor, because you older. You find a big wedding and all that stuff, and I use relationship as an example, but once you put so much energy into it, you find out it still didn't satisfy you as God will. Let me say this. When I'm doing stuff for the Lord, I get so much joy.
Yeah.
You know, I've been to Disney World, and this gives me so much joy more than Disney World. When I'm putting something, when the Holy Ghost hit me with a new idea, and right now, God got me so much stuff. Y'all, we're going to have different sets every month. God told me he wanted that pulpit to be changed every month. I'm like, what you want the pulpit to be changed? Then I say, but all it did was gave me more things to create, what I like to do. So I'm sitting there putting stuff together. I ain't got the money, but because you ain't got the money, it made me Creative people will find ways to get stuff done without the money. It will pull you out, and God say, what I put in you, I recall out. Much is given, much is required. God gonna pull out gifts in y'all that y'all have to, but don't let the spot stain out your gift. And let me say this, don't let people don't let people stain you. Something happened to your cousin, that don't mean it's gonna happen to you.
Amen.
Something happened to your sister, don't mean it'll happen to you or your brother. Because her stuff busted up, that don't mean your stuff gonna bust up.
Amen.
Stop listening to people, and let me say this. I learned people do something raggedy to help. Some people are their own worst enemy. I've seen people who purposely wreck their own relationships, wreck their own marriages, wreck their own jobs. You're going to miss a week and not call in, and you want to know why you can't keep a job. You got spot in your life. And we can't let these spot. People will use people because they got a spot because they need to be needed. And let me say this. Some spots are so long, you forget how you got the spot. But it's still working. That same spot you had in your past still shape who you are right now. If you didn't have that spot in your life, you will be a much better person, a much stronger person. There's some people, that's why first thing a psychiatrist do is say, what happened in your childhood? First thing he go at. I used to think that was a joke. I realize now, there ain't no joke. Because you know what? Your childhood shapes your adulthood. All right. You don't realize people now, you 40 years old can't remember nothing because you smoked weed when you was 14 and 15. Because you was loose-legging out there and you got all these babies, you poor. And because your daddy didn't take care of you, you don't take care of your kids. Because your mama beat your daddy, or your daddy beat your mama, you beat your spouse. My daddy drinks, that's why I'm a drunk. And it's a generational curse because folk left spots in their life, and guess what? The spot got on their children. People say, I don't believe that. God knows I see it in my own child. I see mannerisms and ways I have not taught her. Guess what? I got rid of some of my spots, but I see the spot in my children. The Bible say back in the past, thank God for Jesus, the fathers would eat sour grapes and the children's teeth set on edge. Meaning what? Okay, if I eat sugar, my children's teeth will come out rotten. Amen. So the ways I do will ruin my children. And I see certain mannerisms in my daughter, in my child. I didn't teach her that. Here it is. Deacon John, we got gave her the little weed and Elder Cook, but we got the little game of Just Dance. I got 5 girls in her room. She turned and I came upstairs. I see 5 little girls and I got this little disco ball light. She had the disco ball light on. I kid you not. Lights out. 5 girls, they playing Just Dance, and she just doing like this, and all the little girls doing like this, and she like this, and she dipping, and she doing like this, and she doing and all that. She here bobbing, and I'm sitting here looking at her. Eyes dropped, and I could not. You know what I could say? I looked at her and say, "Hypocrite, shut up." Because I used to have a group called the Party Stars. For upcoming events, announcements, information, and donation, visit us at www.gpwm.org. Find us on Facebook. gpw.org. Faith, fellowship, funding, transforming the community, a community outreach. If you ever ever in the Baltimore and Arundel County area, please visit us at the Storehouse, 7409A Baltimore Annapolis Boulevard in Glen Burnie, Maryland. Also, you can reach us on the web at www.gbwm.org. Thanks again for watching.
A place where music can feel.